United get 5 wins in a row, or will West Ham spoil the party? Now, lads, let me just save my prediction to the end of this video. But what I will say is Carrick Ball. It pains me to say, but it's actually been unreal. They've gone 4 wins in four. It's a bit out of the zone to say new manager bounce. They've been playing good one-touch football. And again, you can see I'm an Arsenal fan. It hurts me to say this, especially because they beat us at home. But lads, at a certain point, you do got to give them flowers. That being said, I'm definitely not supporting them tomorrow. I need West Ham to win. And quite frankly, I would actually much rather Chelsea or Liverpool finish fourth. But we will see what happens. I think West Ham have a massive relegation battle, and that is arguably as important, if not more important, as United finishing Champions League. In a normal scenario, I would say obviously relegation is more important, but United are, getting back to their standards. They're one of the largest clubs in the world, and I think them not getting Champions League is obviously just every year just a massive story. But West Ham going down is just mental. So they're only 3 points off it. If they win this, first of all, they can catch Forest if Forest lose. But second of all, boys, Spurs are actually in the relegation race. What are we doing? I mean, I'm buzzing, but it's actually mental to see because they're meant to be one of the big six, and they've just been shocking for at least 2 years in a row now. They do have injuries. I will give that to them. But lads, that is no excuse in my opinion. I think Frank is safe though because of how he's done in the Champions League. That is a side note, by the way. It just goes to show how dominant the Premier League is. Because if Spurs are fifth in the Champions League, that's crazy. By the way, that's crazy. They're about to get relegated. They're not going to get relegated, but they're so close. Back to West Ham United. I think there's going to be a little upset here, lads. I do. I really do. I think it's going to be 1-1. Actually, no. Sorry. I was talking about this earlier. It's going to be 2-2. It is just going to be 2-2. United are an entertaining match. They always are. They concede goals, but they score goals. West Ham can be clutch. We've seen Somerville. We've seen Fernandez. Souček getting in there. But lads, Wan-Bissaka and Bowen down the right side were quality. We saw it against Chelsea. I think that was just a lapse of, I don't even want to say judgment, but just, and you can't say experience, but just basically they were 2-0 up and obviously they lost 3-2. I think that is just a bit of maybe getting ahead of themselves, like maybe thinking the game was wrapped up at half and just didn't come out with the same intensity. I don't think they'll make that same mistake, especially when they know they can catch Forest. They're at home. They're in form. Boys, I think it's going to be a surprise because I think United are thinking so much about the 5-5 for the haircut, which I don't know how it's got to their own players' minds, but somehow it has. So yeah, that's a little factor. Plus, boys, United do tend to drop points to the lower teams. They always play well in the derbies, in the Manchester Derby against Arsenal. Fulham, I honestly thought Fulham were so close to tying that. And then Spurs are just Spurs. They're not great. And also, Romero's a hothead. I don't know what he's doing. You're the captain. You have that much experience, and you get sent off. Again, this isn't taking anything away from United. But still, it's just factors to consider. They've also had 3 of the last 4 at home. The Arsenal one was a massive derby, and I genuinely think they overperformed personally. I know it sounds biased, but lads, 2 wonder shots and a mistake. I think 9 times out of 10 they don't get the win there, but fair enough to them, they did. So lads, it's going to be a very, very interesting match, but I do think West Ham go and do it. Now I'm just taking a look here. Leeds play Chelsea. If Leeds don't win and West Ham win, they're only 3 points off it. Same with Spurs against Newcastle, who Spurs at home haven't been great. Newcastle away haven't been great, though, so I don't know if Spurs are just going to lose. It'll probably be a tie or maybe a Spurs win. We'll see. But Forest play Wolves, and that's most likely a win. That's the thing. But either way, West Ham, to give themselves the best chance to be within 3 still, or at least just, have the momentum of a win. You always want to win. They do need to get something. Minimum a tie, but hopefully a win. I think 2-2. I won't lie, I can easily see it being like 4-0 for United, but I actually 4-0 is a bit harsh though. Maybe 3-0, like the way they're playing. Bruno, I think, he's unreal, by the way. I think the last 5 or 6 games he's got a goal or assist or both, or 2 of one. Like it is just crazy how well this guy plays. Honestly, last year, would they have been relegated without him? I couldn't tell you, but I think he is unbelievable. Some people wanted him gone. I don't think oh my god, I don't know how you could want a player like that gone personally. Obviously, I do see from the captain side, he might be a bit questionable. But as a player, you would want him in your team, mate. He is just the guy who gets goals and assists. So, lads, I'm going 2-2. It's going to be an interesting match, but we'll do a full analysis coming up. Enjoy the day. Cheers.